Very good afternoon, fellow Indians. This is Commander Sudhir Kumar once again from my video channel, YouTube video channel Pulse Beat of India. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic, that is India fight against second phase of COVID-19. Let me tell you that we all witnessed that India won its war against COVID 19 in the phase 1 as timely lockdown was declared and every Indian did exercise the collective consciousness. We stood with each other, we utilized all directives those were issued by the government of India, the health ministry of government of India, and the various directives by the respective governments, local administration, and then the orders at each organization. That kind of a resolve which was shown by India was appreciated globally. And not only that, India came out as a winner after first phase of COVID-19. India also helped many countries as our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi supplied medicines to various countries globally. And even India became the first country which introduced two vaccines and that too the cheapest. And India did not keep that vaccine only to itself, but India supplied the cheap medicines, the needed medicines and vaccines world over. Now, the crisis which India is now encountering is unprecedented. It is a crisis of centuries. Definitely, India is facing a war. India is facing a war in every district of India, and even now it is reaching to the villages as well, which was not the case in phase 1. The mutants of COVID 19s are now in various forms, and definitely the resources at India disposal is becoming scarce, and we are every day fighting a battle mobilizing resources. Now let me tell you one thing, there are the people who always criticize. Sometimes they criticize India efforts, sometimes they criticize Modi's efforts. They are the Modi haters. Earlier, when the vaccine was invented and it was put into use, many leaders of India they said they are not going to use this vaccine because it is the BJP vaccine that we don't have a faith on it. So this kind of a negativity, this kind of an rumors, mongers, and this kind of a journalism who are always criticizing India and its efforts is not going to stand anywhere. And I request fellow Indians that we must not look into this kind of an sarcasm, this kind of a negativity, this kind of an rumors, rather than we must stand united. We must help each other taking care of our safety, taking care of our family safety, and then helping out. Even being connected online when you are staying at your home, you can help many. Like many people have approached me and I have recommended and got them admitted into Sharda Hospital and at Greater Noida, and they have been treated very well and they got discharged after becoming their condition normal. Similarly, the kind of a vaccination program which is going on all over India is amazing, is the biggest ever vaccination program the world over. We have already registered or we have already given vaccination to more than 160 million people, and it is increasing every day. Now, let me tell you one thing, that yes, it is an unprecedented crisis and we have got limited resources, but the goodwill of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that during first phase when we supplied the medicines and vaccines to other countries, now globally, all global leaders, they are helping India due to the goodwill that was created by Honorable Prime Minister world over. Unprecedented help is pouring in, and I am not only sure but very confident that shortly we'll be able to establish adequate oxygen producing capabilities at each hospital, will be able to have extra doctors, extra paramedics, extra nurses, that the government of India has already given a sort of circular. The ordinance is out that the final year students of MBBS, MDs, and this thing, they could be as a second line among doctors to treat COVID patients. So, with that, I am also sure that adequate facilities shall be there in entire India. Even the vaccination program is going to have an spurt now, and not only these two vaccines, those have been produced in India, even the third one from Russia, Sputnik, is going to be available. What I request each Indian, this is the time to stand with each other. This is the time we must stand unitedly behind the efforts of our leader, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We must appreciate the efforts of Government of India and every state. And I must urge the Government of India and Honorable Prime Minister that it must be declared an medical emergency, because I could see that during this phase we Indians are very bad in one thing, that we start making use of, we become black marketeers. Today the medicines, oxygen, cylinders, and even the taxi drivers, those are taking the dead bodies from a hospital to Samshan Ghats. They are charging 5 times, 7 times, 10 times the fare. So, what will happen if a national medical emergency is created? These black marketers, these hoarders, those are doing this kind of a thing of medicines, those are needed for the COVID 19, could be put behind jail, and there should not be any provision of bail, so that we succeed in this war very confidently. We are not lacking into the spirit of mobilization. I am sure the government of India will have the nodal point, and we must collect the maximum data in real time. Real time information must be shared with the people through a portal. We are very good in IT, and the Ministry of Information and Technology must set up a coordination center at national, or Ministry of Health also must come in, where the real information is there. Every hospital, every district. How many districts we are having? We are having near about 666 or 700 districts in India. Every district magistrate is having that center, but they must ensure that real time information is flowing in to the people. Secondly, the government of India must mobilize a campaign that the people must not get into the rumors, that they should not panic. They must get treated. Today, what happens? The people, those are very close to the politicians, the people, those are having resources, the people, those are having money, the people, those are very close to the district officials, they are getting admitted, though they don't need treatment. And that is putting the people at disadvantage, those are needing this treatment urgently. The government of India has to look into it, and I had been advocating since long. I had been recommending, I had been sending my write-ups, tweet and recommendations to the Honorable Prime Minister and to the Government of India that real-time data collection and the real-time data analysis of a very paramount importance for India, and that too is true in this pandemic crisis as well. Now, Indians, I would request that why we must get unitedly behind our Prime Minister, that you are thinking that this second phase of COVID 19 had just started just like that because we have neglected efforts. We have not neglected efforts. Let me remind you, Prime Minister Modi has called 14 meetings since September 2020 till now, and he had been requesting all the chief ministers that please create additional facilities, additional beds, bring up your government hospitals, private hospitals, create extra beds, ventilators, oxygen facilities, and even the funds from the Prime Minister Care Fund were allocated to these, but somewhere we missed the bus. But never just think of what has gone in past. We have got enough of resources, we have got enough of able administrator, and I believe firmly in our Prime Minister that he has got resolve that where all these mobilization of resources will be in place within a week, and we shall win this war against the second phase of COVID 19 very confidently. We all must look into that whenever our term is coming in, that we must go for the vaccination. We must have an advisory on this, and Government of India should come out that constant advisory on TV or through social media should be there, so that the people are advised. Those are not needing treatment, those could get treated in isolation at home. They must stay at home, and only the people those are needing treatment must go to this. And that's why I say the Government of India, the Honorable Prime Minister must declare the medical emergency so that the profiteers, so that the black marketers, so that the hoarders could be punished without any delay. It is must, so that we can mobilize resources, we can put resources to use, because this time the pandemic spread has gone even to the villages. So we must prepare ourselves into the worst kind of a scenario in coming days. And I am sure we will, and we will win this. And my dear Indians, you must not think this COVID 19 is simply like a pandemic or a virus spread. It could be a biological warfare. At present, I can't say that which is our enemy, but it could be that at such a scale, if this pandemic spread is taking into the breadth and length and breadth of India, I am sure it could be an agent of biological warfare, so that now Indian government must create the world-class facilities, not in tandem, not on temporary basis, but on a permanent basis, so that India utilizes this opportunity of crisis under, so that we deal with this kind of a disasters in future confidently. Once again, my dear Indians, we have got that spirit, we have got that hope that we will fight against this enemy, will fight even if it's a biological weapon, and we must stand behind our leader in this time of crisis. And I am sure will come out as a winner. Jai Hind!